7:52, it is News Extra time, and brought to you by Intralinks. Here's Kevin Mooney.
And thank you, Dennis. Good morning, everyone. We're going to do a year-end review about the North Platte NRD with John Berge and Dave Wolf this morning. They'll tell us what that particular agency has done this year, and they've done a lot. And John's going to start out here initially. One of the first thing is you've modernized the budgeting process, right?
We have. We built into our budgeting process a staff request process where the staff can make recommendations up to me, and then I make those recommendations up to the board. Through that process, we were able to cut some costs, increase some spending in some important areas. We increased our spending toward our IMP obligations from about 25% to a little over 40% this year. That's an important number for landowners across the district as we try to meet those obligations and ensure that we're not going to have to take some draconian management measures. We did that. We also increased the budget by $1.2 million. You don't hear a lot of taxing authorities brag about that, but it's important to note that we reduced property taxes at the same time. And the way that we were able to do that is we identified some new revenue streams that have been very helpful in rolling out some programs to take care of our responsibilities. We've secured a little over $2.4 million over the next 2 years from the Department of Natural Resources. $250,000 of that is for telemetry units to go into our flow meters across the district. $2.1 million of that is for reimbursements for some of our land retirements, which is going to be extraordinarily helpful. Got a $100,000 grant from the Bureau of Reclamation for additional flow meters across the district. So we've done very, very well in terms of budget. In addition, we also have modernized our technology at the district. Where I mentioned the telemetry, we've now got a SCADA system at our rural water system down in Harrisburg, so we can monitor that facility remotely. We can monitor flow meters remotely, at least some of those flow meters remotely once our telemetry is all deployed. And we've improved our database process so that we're no longer at risk of sending out erroneous water use reports for landowners, which is going to be extremely valuable to them. So those are a couple of things. One other thing that I'll mention, then I can turn it over to Dave for a couple of items. In terms of our IMP obligations, we've got quite a challenge ahead of us. We've done a lot over the past couple of years to meet that challenge. We've retired a couple thousand acre feet of water that's going to return back to the North Platte River. Our allocations analysis has shown this past year about 15,000 acre feet of credit back to the river, which is great. But we're going to be rolling out 2 new programs in January that your listeners will be interested in. We'll come back in and talk about those more detailed, but both of them are designed to reduce consumptive use, idle some acres over a temporary time period, provide some bonus payments on federal retirement contracts, and so it's going to be really, really good news for them. One quick reminder, cost shares, we will be scoring and awarding those applications in the middle of February, so if you've not gotten your cost share application in yet, get into your local NRCS office and fill out the application.
All right. A lot of good things there to talk about, and we'll get to Dave about outreach programs right after this.
Is your wireless computer network secure? With their years of professional service, you can trust Intralinks Technical Solutions to keep your small or medium business computer system up and running. Not having a secure wireless network can put your computers at risk. Call Intralinks at 632-6590 to have one of their highly experienced techs set up, troubleshoot, and secure your wireless network. For weekly tips and information, friend Intralinks on Facebook at intralinks.net/Facebook.
We are back on News Extra talking about the year-end review on the North Platte NRD with John Berge and Dave Wolf. John's updated us on a number of things here before the break. Dave's going to talk about outreach, and the first thing he's going to talk about, amazingly enough, is what they have done with central Nebraska as far as just kind of bridging some things that have kind of been awry as far as Central is concerned. You guys done a good job there, huh?
Yeah, one of the first things John did when he came in is he called up Don Kraus from Central Public Power and Irrigation District and talked about, what can we do to bridge this divide that we've had, and they've been very, very interested in working with us. We've gone down and done a tour of their system. They've come up and had a tour of ours. A couple months ago, we had a joint meeting together where we actually got our boards together, and they talked about what ways we can do to help meet our obligations, and we've had meetings with. We discussed our model. What are our water management activities going on. I've been very upfront with them, and they've been upfront with us. We've also done the same thing with Nebraska Public Power, and had meetings with them. Just in that vein of that, we are more friends than we are enemies, and that we have a lot of common goals that we can work together in order to help protect our water resources here in western Nebraska. We also went down in February or late January of last year, and in February, and talked with over 20 state senators. Talking to them, educating them about the water system out here because of its uniqueness. We've had multiple meetings with surface water within our district. To, how can we work together? What can we do to help them? We have a great GIS department, and so we've offered some mapping assistance to them to be able to map out their acres, and here's their whole system. And that's been all of that has been very positive. We've had a lot of positive feedback. We've rolled out some major programs this year. Cost share was one of those. Our budget was another one. We've worked with KNEB here on doing our biweekly noon review. Where we go and we just talk about what we're doing for that week. It's been very positive. We've had a lot of positive, and our main thinking of this is the more we're out in the public, the more people know what we're doing, the better chance we have of protecting those resources. One of the last things we've done is in education. We hosted both the state land and range judging contest. So high school students from all across the state came out. Again, very positive responses. It was gorgeous weather. They all enjoyed the scenery, and we were told how well the contest was run. So that kind of made me feel good. And we also contacted, we were in the classroom, over 100 different classrooms, talking about anywhere from water to trees, recycling, and it's very good to get out and get the kids interested.
All right. You guys have done an awful lot. We appreciate everything the North Platte NRD does to help the Valley, and I know it's going to be a good 2016 as well. Thanks, guys, for coming in. Dave Wolf and John Berge from the North Platte NRD this morning.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year from 960 KNEB, Scottsbluff Gearing, your trusted voice for the holidays.